What's going on, guys? Bubba G here, and I have an update for you on the Pac-12 realignment. So a lot of moves happened today while I was at work. So the Pac did get someone to be that eighth school in the conference, but there's one little detail that is wrong about this. This particular school doesn't have football, which means just because they added this school doesn't mean the Pac is exactly safe just yet. But again, from continuation from my last video, they have a year to get members. So they added Gonzaga University, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They're not a bad school when it comes to basketball. They're joining the Pac. When it comes to the rest of the sports that they have, football is not one of them. So I'm not sure if this fresh start, maybe they'll consider adding a football program finally to their campus, which honestly I think they should. But the Pac is still not in clear waters at the moment yet. They're at 8 teams, 8 schools, but technically they're only at 7 because of the fact that Gonzaga doesn't have a football program. So the Pac has to sign one more school, 1 or 2, to be safe. They're not done adding schools yet, but they're gonna have to at least sign at least one more, because the Mountain West also made a big move today. They added UTEP to their conference, and a lot of people have been saying this has been long overdue, which now there's pressure, I think, to get something done now for both sides. So the Mountain basically has already secured their safety in 2026 for playoff contention, because now they're at 8 eligible schools for everything. The Pac technically is at 8 schools, but they're technically at 7 when it comes to eligibility for national championship playoffs. So if you're the Pac, what do you do now? Simple. You're going to have to find a way to beat the Mountain West to snag Texas State from the Sun Belt Conference. You're going to have to snag that one, because if that one fails, you might not have a choice, but you're going to have to sign Sacramento University in a desperate attempt to make that goal. So, and Sacramento made it clear that they're really wanting to join the Pac, but since they had all those budget cuts, they have to raise the funds to join. And then not only that, once they join, they're also gonna have to build a brand new stadium too. That has to be field ready by the time the 2026 season runs around. So if you're the Pac, those 2 schools would have to be your decent attempts of staying alive. Texas State is the last solid option at the moment. Sacramento University, however, is something else. Sacramento made it clear that their eyes are to be part of the Pac-12, but the Mountain West also has interest in Sacramento University. And if that happens, you're talking about basically, more than likely the Mountain West is just going to take Sacramento the way they are, which is they're not required to really have any upgrades to the football stadium that they currently have. But when it comes to the Pac, you have to build a brand new stadium that actually fits the qualifications for the Pac-12. So now, I say if you're the Pac, you're going to have to basically try to aim for Texas State again. Again, they have a whole year to get more programs, and some of the people that they've made offers to might reconsider them, because Memphis made it clear they're not exactly saying no to it. So same for the other 3 AAC schools that said no alongside Memphis. None of them exactly said that they wouldn't exactly consider going anywhere. But the thing, deep down, I feel like Memphis is waiting to see what happens with the ACC, because for the past couple of years, Memphis has been in discussion to be called up to a power conference. And if Clemson and Florida State do win the lawsuit and get out with the ACC, Memphis is right there for the taking. But I think if you're the Pac, you should try making an offer to them one more time. Because otherwise, if the ACC does crumble, question is, where would Clemson go? Where would Florida State go? Like, if you add all these schools currently to the Pac that are from, conferences that have nothing to do with the football playoff, because Sacramento technically is not a school that's been known for reaching national championship level qualifications. Never. The Blue Sky has never been in the national championship playoff that I know of. But the problem is now you need one more school at least. Because more than likely the Mountain West is not done yet either. So they're probably going to want to add at least 4 more schools. So who's left? Who could you also call to see if they want to come to the mountain? New Mexico State might be one, but that depends. But if you do the New Mexico State Aggies, bringing them to the Mountain West, you'll have that interstate rivalry under your belt. But the other issue is, this is regarding Gonzaga Bulldogs athletics. In this new chapter, would they finally consider getting a football program put in their campus? And honestly, I'm not sure if they'll even go for it, because they think that they have all they need when it comes to basketball. But I'm pretty sure maybe some other members are gonna try to convince the campus to basically hire some football coaches and start looking at scouting for new players. And because I don't even think that school has a football stadium. So if Gonzaga ever considers doing that, they're going to have to make a plan ahead of time. So it's very interesting for the Pac, because now you basically have 2 options that are in front of you. And one of them is convincing Texas State to come over, because they have a lot of sports in their campus, and football is one of them. So that helps out with keeping the Pac alive. Sacramento, I don't think is exactly their top choice, but as of right now, they're kind of like at a crossroads at the moment, because as of right now, it's clear that the Pac is basically doing the waiting game for the ACC to see, if that conference implodes, because if they do, they'll snag some of those schools up too. There's a lot of things that can go here. So I can't wait for this new chapter of college football. The Pac is going to look a lot different, obviously, when the season starts. So in like 2 years or so. So for all we know, the ACC could implode, and which also means that if the ACC snags some schools, if the Pac snags some ACC schools, that could basically change the mind of Memphis. Because their main purpose of why they don't want to go to the Pac is because of the cross-country travel, and they don't want to do that. So if the ACC does implode, you're talking about the conference which means you're probably going to change the minds of Memphis and stuff, because you're going to have other schools that are closer to Memphis, meaning they're going to reconsider. They reconsider, the Pac might end up saving itself and might end up rising again as a power conference if you snag a bunch of ACC schools. Sacramento, like I said in the last video, they probably might have a hard couple of days, couple of years possibly in the Pac, but they'll get better. Gonzaga Bulldog Athletics, I think maybe at some point down the road they'll consider adding football to their campus. So a lot of things can happen in this conference going forward. So, and leave your comments if you think that if any of these moves as of right now are solid moves to at least keep yourself afloat. And on top of that, if the ACC implodes, do you think that might be why the Pac is not highly active, looking for anyone else? And that's primarily why. They want to wait to see about the ACC results. If the lawsuit occurs, meaning that they have free access to snag ACC schools. Leave your comments if you think that this is why the Pac is not, exactly hyper when it comes to getting programs for football. That they're waiting on what happens with the ACC. So you tell me what you think in the comments. And this has been Bumblebee 1999. I'll peace out, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.